All right, all right, all right. Oh, welcome to Good Fun, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Saturday, January 28th, 2023. How are we? Good. And I got the wrong thumbnail, so hey, I got to switch it. That's the only way I can live is by switching that stinky little terrible green. Now, where's the green? I can't change it. It won't let me change it. Ah, what a tangled web we weave when we single ting deceive. Wait, what? What are we doing? Let me see. I think, is it styles? No, I'm finding it. I'm starting the show this way. Yep, starting the show this way. Let's see. Show names, name at the bottom. Boop. Yeah, I meant to do that. All right, let's see what else we got. See, backgrounds. Let's see. Styles. No, that is a theme. I've got the theme. Design. Background overlay. No, that's not it. Logo. No. Default. No. Style. No. Text. Teleprompter. God, I can't wait to use that. Ooh, banner. Oh, wow. I never saw this. Oh, cool. Okay. Shh. Calm down. Huh, that's weird. I can't change it. Now, usually on StreamYard, they would have it here. Look at this. It's telling me I'm 720. There we go. There's 1080, you bastards. Putting me on that way. I can't believe they would do that. You know? So rude. I can't change this right at this moment. I don't know how. I don't like it. There's got to be a way to change it. No, I'm sorry. I can't do the show unless I change that background alien girl. I can't. There's nowhere for me to do it. That's the whole thing. That's the whole thing. You can tell when I'm excited. I did it. There's design. Okay, backgrounds. This isn't it though. Look, that's not. It's the camera. It all has to do with the camera. And I know I can hear you guys saying, "Who cares?" I care. I care. That's why. I'll just shut it off and we don't have to do a show. That's how I feel right now. Check this out. I'm going to add. No, see, that's not true. All right, I'm starting the show. Tonight, we're going to talk about orbs. I want to tell you, it's really interesting how YouTube is working lately. Like, we had 1,400 views on one show, 13, 14, and then all of a sudden, 800. It's like, how does that happen? You know what I mean? It's just bizarre. I'm just saying. It's just bizarre. They don't put out all the I think because of this background here, these things, YouTube did not like me putting this up, I think. The image of these you know, whatever they are. Here it is. Look, intros, outros, green screen. Here it is. I just found it by accident. Sorry, guys. It took that long. It's my fault. I don't know what I'm doing yet on this, but now we got it. There. All right. Welcome to the show. And I want to talk about orbs tonight because I think this is becoming it's becoming, wow, look at high definition is so much clearer, isn't it here? On I don't think they have as many people. Watch this. When the show ends tonight, this is what's gonna happen. Good night, everybody. No, they've got my soul. That's what it looked. They're taking my soul. Ah! Ah. I love playing with games, toys. You guys love it. You know it's true. Can't do that on StreamYard. Um, these orbs are just, it's a phenomenon like I've never seen it before in my life. It is getting absolutely ridiculous. It is bizarre. It is fun. It's interesting. Um, but you gotta watch because look, if you look behind me on this thumbnail here, there's an orb in space. Then you got this one right here. Hold on, right here where my thumb is. That one by the Concorde. Remember that 1979-ish? And then these balls. Oh, come on with this. Oh, I know why. There we go. Sorry, didn't have that light on. Is that why? All of a sudden, we just got this glitch. There we go. Come on, Rich. Rich got the glitch. 49.3. Okay, got it. Got it. I'm not, I love orbs. I've seen them. I've recorded them. I have them. But like I was just saying, there's different types of orbs for different situations. I guess because look, they're in space. They're in the sky. We see them in our homes. Um, am I wrong? They're everywhere. And what do people always say? What do they say? What's the first thing they say? It's dust. It's dirt. It's particulates. But we're going to get into the makeup of what a spirit orb is versus a UFO orb. Let's get started with roll call, everybody. Hellfire Studios throwing it down. Hello, howdy doody. Welcome to the show. Who's this person? Sky Pilot. Welcome to the show. Diane Boss. Welcome to the show. Hey, Scott Blight. Scott. Welcome to the show. Moody Mongol is here, everybody. Moody Mongol. Hexen. What do you say? Hexen. Ben. Ben. Just Ben. Welcome to the show. Ben, the Yorkshire Goophonian. Hey, Shell Shock. Oh. Okay, lurk in the background. I just need you here. That's it. You don't even have to say a word. You. Ah. What's up, Stu? Hey, Alien GIR. Oh, wow. I've got this thing back up to 704. All right, let me move it forward. I went all the way back to the beginning and started roll call because I didn't want to miss things like this. Dorothy with the $2. Now, why is there a box? See, I don't like that. They on my end, they put a box around Dorothy's thing and then it says double click to update. So let's double click it. It's highlighted. Let's see what that means. Thank you, Dorothy. I just want to see some. No, it moved it anyway. It still shows it as highlighted, though. That's weird. Huh. Thank you, Dorothy. First one of the night. Mucho gusto, generoso. A continuing supporter of Goofon. Good friend of the show. Welcome tonight. Josie _UK. Howdy doody, fresh and fruity. Welcome to the show. Dave Bailey's here, everybody. Welcome to the show. The Bob Birkin, shirtless wonders here. Welcome to oh, Raging. What's up? Raging Against the Machine. Raging Cajun. And David Wilcox. What do you say there, Chief? Welcome to the show. Jammer Travels. Welcome to the show. Dorothy's here, but she's got stuff going on in the back. All right, all right, all right. Cyberbry, what do you say? How you doing? What's up, Andre Steinbrecher? What are they? You know, that guy's voice is original. What are they? What do they mean? Glenn Collins, welcome to the show. What do they mean? What are they, everybody? Welcome to the show. Jessica Paquette. Are they harbingers of world change? Frank Smith, welcome to the show. The secrets that I keep. Intergalactic overhaul. I make up my own words. Are they harvesters of world gangs? Jim Davidson, welcome to the show. Alfie Joe Bob, welcome to the show. These people in the fields, people in the fields. Nathan, Quantum, Michigan, sightings. Wayne, Nathan, welcome to the show. Here we go. We're going to start now. If I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a show to do. So giddy up. And I know Samo. What? Is this a new one? Dorothy? Did you put another one down? Oh, you didn't do another one, did you? All right. Same one. It looks like the second one. Hold on, I'm going back. All right, thank you very much. That's the same one. Yeah. Same one. Thanks, Dorothy. Hey. So now we're in 1080. I guess every show I have to move it to the 1080. I shouldn't have to. I couldn't tell the difference. Let's see if we can tell the difference between 1080 and 720. Let's see. Hold on. See if you can tell the difference. Here we go. This is high resolution 720. 720. Ready? Go. Looks the same. It looks the same. Here we go. Here's 1080. Same amount of gray hairs. You know, I thought I was, it's weird. I thought like I wasn't having any more grays coming in. All right, let's get to the show. Here's a great Stone Cold sent this to me from Twitter today, and I love these. This is an interesting video. It's 20 seconds. It's just the way people can get confused seeing things that aren't really there. What's that? Oh yeah. GoFund. We are supported by you. So any support, donation, super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App, if you like to help support GoFund in any way, that way, monetarily, all the links are in the show description. You can get a membership as well, and that's it. Yeah, whatever. All right. Here's the video. Now, I know you know what this is, but a lot of people don't, and we still get many, many reports. And I understand. I mean, if I didn't know about this, I mean, we all just learned about it when 17, 18 years ago. But I really like this video anyway because it's fun. So, see? Everybody knows. You know what it is already. It's Fata Morgana. Yep, she brings her Fatty. Don't say that. That's fat shaming Fata Morgana. And it's not Fata, it's Fata. Oh. On water. Isn't that cool? It looks like it's in the sky, in the air. thing, really. What it is, there's the ocean is being wiped away from the milky air. It's the milky air that's doing it, but it's called Fata Morgana. Yeah, you can almost, if you really, you can still see the ocean right here, but it's so cool how it looks like that's in the sky. We see that a lot with boats. Oh yeah, yeah, that's a boat. Yeah, we see that a lot. All right, just thought we'd get you started with the little Fata Morgana. What is it? Fatama Morgana. So Eric Schlimmer on Twitter is just aroused by Jeremy Corbell's reflective windshield from a car going down the street. So far, people are saying this is a balloon and that it's been debunked. I don't think this is a balloon. I think this is the windshield of a car. It's going down the street, right? It's going down the street. The front windshield. I still see tires here, even from this. I see a wheel well. I see the front end or the back end of a car. I'm telling you, that's a small car. If it wasn't perfectly in the road, I would believe Jeremy Corbell. If it was off to the side over a building, I would believe more. Jeremy Corbell knows what he's talking about. This is bullshit. We need to see the video. I don't care if it's a 1-second video of the orb. It's a 4-second video, 3 seconds of nothing, and then the orb comes in and then leaves. It's a 1-second shot. That's why we're only getting this. Why don't we get to see the video? I want to see the direction of this orb. I don't trust it. This looks like it's a reflection off a windshield or the top of a vehicle. I know what I see here. I see something, and I could be mistaken, but I'm telling you, this looks like a vehicle. Could be wrong. Of course I can. What's the most likely explanation when it comes to Jeremy Corbell? Right? This guy says no exterior engines, flaps, wings, rotors, tail, weapons system, lights, numbered or lettered markings, cockpit doors, windows, sensors, cameras, antennas, exhaust, landing gear, or skids. He can tell that just by this, a reflection that's distorting the whole view of whatever it is. Yeah, yeah. Good job, Eric. Yeah. Consider yourself an expert on gullibility. Good job. It's what people are believing. This is the real thing. It's unbelievable. And it is an orb because that's what it looks like. But I think it's a car. And I'm going to stay with my car. I just believe I'm right on this one. And I'm not going to change. I'm not. There's no way anybody can prove otherwise. We need to see the video. I could be wrong about the whole thing because I haven't seen the video. I'm using the only evidence he gave us. And this is what Jeremy Corbell does and Nat. They give us stuff that could be, and we'll never know. This is what I hate about orbs. Because they could be, but how do we know? How do we prove it? No one's ever captured one. Yeah, we need to analyze things. And why, oh, why is there only a 4-second video of it? See, that was a plane that was doing reconnaissance, right? It's a spy plane. Its cameras are looking down as it's flying and it's recording the ground. And that's what we saw on that. The reason I want to see the video, because if that orb, let me bring it up again and show you why I'm adamant about. Oh, I already got rid of it. You got to be kidding. I already did? No, I didn't. Here it is. The reason, and I looked at this again last night, this object doesn't look like it's higher than the buildings. And if this object, according to Jeremy, was going the same direction as the plane, it would be going from left to right or right to left, right? He didn't say it was going down the road. He said it was following the plane's path. And I'm only assuming the plane was going from left to right or right to left, not this way down the street. This is so perfectly on one side of the street that it makes me believe it's a small car that they would be driving in this part of the world. Mazel, measles, who cares? And just because it was captured by a stealth reconnaissance airplane of ours, who cares? That means nothing to me. That doesn't mean they're more credible than we are. That doesn't mean they're smarter than we are. That doesn't mean they're better at seeing things than you or I. Nobody. We all start out the same with UFOs until you see one. But they're not experts. Nobody is. All right. Well, that's all I'm going to say about that for now. Again, I just think this object is a car, and Jeremy Corbell was sold bullshit, or he himself is making it up. I don't think he is. I think he was given this video knowing that it's a nothing burger, that it's not showing us detail, that this could be anything from a balloon to a car on the street. End of story. And I think it's a car on the street, the most logical explanation. I somehow see what looks like two tire wells here and here. I still see them today. I still see the tire right here. Here. It's not that hard for me. I don't know. I see a wheel well. Maybe I want to see it. Whatever. I don't see a UFO. And you got to consider the source. Don't we say that? Don't we have to consider the source? Why do we continually give Knapp and Corbell praise? Why do you? Why do you do it? A lot of people aren't doing it as much this time. I think people are starting to, you know, anyway, back to work. Let's get back to real UFOs. So I saw the Chris LEHTO analysis of Russia shooting down a UFO and update on Kiev, if I'm saying it right, Kiev UAPs. Check this out. This is interesting, actually. I want you to watch this with me. It's also like an orb, but it isn't. It's similar. It's like an orb.
Melissa did say that they shot down a UFO.
What?
What's up, guys? Welcome to LEHTO Files. I'm Chris LEHTO, retired F-16
LEHTO.
pilot turned
I keep saying it
unidentified anomalous phenomena investigator. I don't normally do videos about war. After 24 years in the Air Force, I'm pretty happy to have retired, and now I can focus on anomalous phenomena using all my training and experience for good, if you will. Try and find out answers to bring us closer together, not drive us further apart with war. So with that caveat being said, it was good to get back in the seat and start looking at some Russian planes, Russian fighters on the ground, watching missile systems. So I did enjoy it, actually, kind of a guilty pleasure. My most popular video by far was about the UFOs over Kiev. Could there be UAPs or UFOs over war zones?
Kiev.
Dr. Avi Loeb from the Galileo Institute, he ruled out basically investigating in a war zone. He said there's too many things flying around in the air to identify. It would make it too difficult. On the other hand, if you look at books by Graham Randall, the Foo Fighters have bbeen interested in war since World War II. when Allied and Axis air crews gave reports of white objects, or Foo Fighters, if you will, mysterious glowing orbs or objects following the fighters into battle.
Yeah, and he's right. What he said, what he read, whoever said that, it's impossible to identify any UFOs with all of that activity going on in a war zone during war. You've got tracers, you got all sorts of. What the? Hold on. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, no way. I was looking for this. Wow. Okay. I was looking for, it was a connector to for the DSLR camera to use as my main camera for the show, which is what I want to do eventually. And then have this camera for things that are going to happen in the studio behind me. And I looked everywhere for this thing. Like in this office, it should have never left here. And I just saw it on the floor. Like I was sitting here and it sounded like, you ever get like a dog's paw or a cat's paw gets stuck in the rug and then you pull it and it makes that noise? It, like I can't explain it, but that's what it reminded what I heard. And then I turned and did a double take and saw the connector thing on the floor. Like I'm here every day for hours. And there it is. It's like it was just thrown there. That's what I think I heard. Hey, I haven't told you hardly any of the shit that's going on here. I can't. It's just unbelievably nutty. And nobody would believe it. And until I can verify I'm not losing my mind, I can't really talk too much about what's going on, because I really think, in a way, I don't know. Well, let me just finish this. The orbs, and you heard him say it. Foo Fighters are orbs. They've been around since what? World War II or one? Two, right? When we started flying around a lot in war, they saw them. Did we see Foo Fighters in World War One? I don't know.
Battle, air crews shot at them even to no effect. So no effect.
It's time to close out the week with our interesting stories chat with Richard Southern. And Richard, the Russian government is making some pretty major claims tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we're not too happy, I guess, with the Russian
we saw
government
this yesterday.
right now. But that aside, Russian air defenses, Melissa, did say that they shot down a UFO. They actually released some video of it. We're looking at it here. This was reportedly shot down in the Rostov area near the Ukraine border. The governor of this Russian region said the UFO was a small-sized object in the shape of a ball and was flying roughly 1.5 miles high in the sky on January 3rd when the decision was made to shoot it down. Now, it is not clear what the object is. It's certainly possible it was a Ukrainian or maybe even a Russian drone related to the conflict.
I don't buy this at all, that it's a UFO. At all. Not even a little bit. You want to know why? They shoot it down, and there's no other video other than what we're seeing. You know what I mean? Like, there's no video of the aftermath of what happened. I don't see anything falling down to the ground. If that is the video of it shooting at a supposed UFO, and if it's a golden orb, if that's what we're looking at, and if that's what they shot down, that's interesting because of its color. All right, what else looks like that? What else would shine bright orange like fire in the sky? And that's the only object. I mean, there's not anything attached to it other than its own self-absorbed energy. Whatever it is, that's what they're claiming. And I don't know, man. I don't know.
No. Still, though, back in September, the
I
National
don't see an
Academy of Sciences
explosion. I
of
don't see
Ukraine
it get there.
claimed
That's
the
when it gets
skies
hit.
over Kyiv
And
were
that's it.
swarming with unidentified
That's it. This is what we're excited about? I don't get it.
flying objects. So add this to our long list of what was that?
Anybody can say anything about a UFO in any war zone anywhere on the planet like that. We're not going to know. You see, this is like a waste of our time. Really. I mean, we got this guy, Chris LEHTO. How do you say? He's doing analysis on. I mean, you can't. Let's see what he does. All right, there's some more video. Wow.
So that was the short engagement. I found 3
Hold
phone.
on. Let me look at that again. I hate that I'm looking the wrong way on this.
So that was the short engagement. I found 3 phone videos of the same event, and I was able to time stamp them to the explosion. So check that out here. So in the middle here is the first video. You see the launch. Now this is a macro view from further away. And finally, the closest video here on the right side. And you'll see an impact here after 11.5 seconds. So there's the explosion. I timed all 3 videos.
Wait a second.
The explosion. So check that out here.
Wait a second.
So in the middle here is the first video. You see the launch. Now this is a macro view from further.
So what is this? What's this object here? That's the UFO right here?
Away. And finally,
This is the UFO in the middle?
the closest video here on the right
that's
side.
the
You'll see an
rocket.
impact here after 11.5 seconds. So there's the explosion. I timed all 3 videos to try and get an idea of where this is and what happened. Can we see anything, any sort of UFO? Was there an object before Russia as an adversary is a basic.
Yeah, that's the rocket, right? Okay, check it out. Hold on. That doesn't match what LEHTO says. That can't be it.
Out here. So in the middle here is the first video. You see the launch.
He said, you see the launch here. They already launched it. Now watch. Now an object is going to come in?
Now this is a macro view.
Look, if this is it, he said they already launched it. So I'm assuming this cloud was what he was saying that they launched. But what he's saying, they already launched it, and then the rocket is coming through this cloud is what I'm learning now, right? That's the rocket.
From further away. And finally, the closest video here. Out here.
That's what he said.
So in the middle here is the first video. You see the launch. Now this is a macro view from further away. And finally, the closest video here on the right side. And you'll see an impact here after 11.5 seconds. So there's the explosion. I timed all 3 videos.
Definitely the rocket.
To try and get an idea of where this is and what happened. Can we see anything, any sort of UFO? Was there an object before impact? Is basically a county, like their states. On January 3,
That's funny. Not the first time. On January 3rd, a mysterious object that had multiple news sources called UFO was taken down by the Russian anti-aircraft weapons in the Rostov region of southern Russia. The UFO, which witnesses defined as a small-size object in the shape of a ball, was spotted flying over the village of Sultan Sala at a distance of roughly 1.5 miles. Vasily Golubev, the governor of Rostov Oblast, first announced the news on his Telegram channel. Yeah, he posted a small-sized object in the shape of the ball had been observed flying in the wind at an altitude about 1.5 miles after spotting.
2023, a mysterious object that multiple news analyzing and trained fighting.
I urge everyone to remain calm. To ensure security, all forces and means are involved. The sky is covered with anti-aircraft defenses, he continued, without revealing the nature of the object.
Against these Russian, in this case, the UFO with, this is Sultan Sali village. Just a small village here. Maybe this does look like possibly a missile post.
Okay, I thought that was the town.
You know, I wouldn't be shooting missiles from this area, but you could have missile locations. Okay, so there's the border with Ukraine.
So he's just pulling up the location.
Far range video. Basically, pause it here. So we pause it here. You look at these are tall buildings. Okay, I counted these over 10 stories for sure. Maybe up approaching 15 stories.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a group of about 10, 12 buildings here. So I think those buildings correspond to these buildings. Okay, if you count here, you can see by the shadows, these are pretty tall buildings. Yeah, over 12 stories, looks like.
Maybe.
And a large grouping surrounded by not many other buildings. Okay, so what I think is the video is basically taken from somewhere in this area. One of these missile launch systems. So if we look, what do I think it probably is? This is an older system. This is a Buck missile system. We called it SA-11. Okay, this is the same system that the Ukrainians used to shoot down that airliner. You can even hear it go off, right? The initial launch. So that's your initial boost phase, right? And then you'll see it even course correct here. You'll see it do a little jink in all of the pictures. It'll do a little jink, okay? But it's still burning. So its main booster is still burning, okay? And that burns on an SA-11 for 15 seconds, which is pretty far. Once a missile burns out, especially at night, you cannot see that thing. Basically invisible.
So he's trying to figure out how fast it goes, the distance it traveled, and how long it took to get there. So in 11 seconds, how far could it have traveled going as, well, whatever, 500 miles an hour? Right? So he's trying to figure out where it got shot from. I got to be honest with you, I really don't care. I don't care where it was shot from. I just want to know what the object is, if it's an object. Now, I guess Nigel Benton is involved. Some people saying it's maybe a drone. Let's see.
Invisible light. And you can...
Oh, this is wait, what? UAP Catalina Islands capture. All right, let's take a look. What is this? What is this? Nuh-uh. All right, hold on. Drone attack?
They looked at their camera system and saw that weird anomaly in the sky. Looked like a tear in the sky.
Oh, no. I'm glad we're talking about
this. The second capture was actually multiple captures of what looked like a flying ball. Basically a flying ball of IR energy. No lights flashing on it. So could it have been one of these things?
So let's look at the other video. As I said, one of these was David Altman. One of these was Michael Hall. And they caught the same... They started following the same object. There it is. Again.
I have the same shit.
So they were... they were close to each other, so this is not, people ask, is it good for, a triangulation to get size and distance? Not right off the bat. That's difficult because they were, even though they're two different people, they're only a few feet apart, right next to each other on the island.
That could be a spy satellite. That could be a ton of different things. I've got those all over my recordings. I probably pull one up for you if you give me a
and caught by two of our team members in their night vision goggles.
Crazy. All right, let's see what Nigel Benton's.
I've also seen several videos, one by Nigel Benton. Nigel Benton has captured two.
Wait a second, I got to see what
these white balls this? In the UK. Are these some sort of
weird
Nigel's
not credible.
Could it be
Come on.
Some sort of probe by either advanced allies or alien forces? That's the theory anyway.
So here's another, wow, see how I always try to, another type of orb, these white ones that are balloons, most of them. I believe this is a balloon. I could have sworn I saw something that gave it away, like a string.
Could it be some
but
sort
not
of
all
probe
balloons
by
have the string.
Advanced allies or...
But there is something. I did see it. When it moves in a strange... quick way, it looks like it.
Alien forces. That's the theory anyway. Well, going back to, if you look at the angle.
Video analysis here. He's got to see what he's coming up
Okay,
with.
so as I just kind of scroll it through in slow motion, frame by frame here, as it launches up, you can see there is an angle. Okay, it's not going straight up. On this left video, it's going straight up. I think we're looking away from it. It's either coming towards us or going away. I think it is going away from us. And you can see that angled here. Like I said, that booster is still going, and it's definitely tracking on something. Okay, so what I got out of this is the missile is tracking on something. You can see it kind of beam there.
You know what? I don't even know why I'm continuing watching this. We're not getting anywhere. We can't tell what the object is. That's all I care about. Impact analysis, I could care less. We don't know what it is.
See anything after it actually impacts. There's the impact.
You're not
You
going
can
to
see it
see
going
anything.
through. There's the hole. Okay. That's the donut. If a missile's tracking right on you at the end game, this is what it will supposedly look like, is a donut. So that's not what you definitely don't want to see as a fighter pilot. There's the impact. And again, just from a different angle, you can see again the missile continuing through. And finally, this is the Rudenko one. There's the explosion, and you can see continuing.
Okay. And
then nothing. I don't see anything there afterwards. Nothing falling. I can't.
That's
make
right.
anything out.
That's what I said.
So I don't know what it impacted.
Exactly. That's the weirdness of it, right? That's the weirdness of it. It just disintegrated. They say here this is not the first time alleged traces of extraterrestrial activity has been reported in Russia's Rostov Oblast. They thought the strange squeaking creature. Wait, what is this? Activity they've had before reported in Oblast in 2007 after a powerful storm. Some fishermen along the Sea of Azov captured a strange, seemingly unexplained 100 kilograms of life form. They thought the strange squeaking creature they had captured on tape with the cell phone was some alien. However, before anyone can confirm these allegations, the Russian fishermen chose to consume this alleged alien, with one of them stating it was the tastiest food he had ever had. I don't believe that for 1 second. Absolutely no way are aliens going to be eaten by no person, as dumb as you are, you're not going to eat something that, no. Meanwhile, Lake Baikal is famous for an alleged alien encounter, such as the sightings by military divers in its depths and gigantic spaceships hovering over its surface. In 2012, BBC reported that a group of about 50 enthusiasts set up camp near Lake Baikal in Siberia, which is thought to be a hotspot for UFOs, hoping to discover proof of ET activity. Yeah. Anyway, that's where we're at. That's interesting that when it exploded and hit it, it just disintegrated.
Here, it looks like fire kind of comes out right there for a frame.
Right.
So maybe something's blowing off the front. I don't know exactly how that system works, okay? But I know it needs to fuse off of something, okay? It needs to get close enough to set off its proximity fuse. Normally that's radar. It's just once it detects something.
And what happened?
Within its radius, it will fuse. Then it will explode. And so that's what we see here, basically. There's the actual explosion. Okay, and then you can see the missile going through it, continuing on. Okay, so there's the explosion, and then you'll see the missile body as it continues through the target.
Yeah. It's interesting, but man, not much we can do about it. I thought I did this. Hold on. Huh. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, okay, I see what I did. That's from yesterday, and I never showed this one. So, orbs. Now, we know there is a guy named John, wreaking havoc, 215. He was capturing, according to him, there was a lot of orb activity in his home, and I told him, because he said it's all happening in one room. It doesn't happen in the other room. He said he's allergic to dust, so he said there's no dust anywhere in this room. I'm like, there's dust everywhere. No matter how clean it is, there's dust everywhere. You can't get it all out. But I told him, I go, why don't you put up plastic and block the room from the other rooms and see what happens? If you get more activity, less activity, just the activity of those orbs that, look like they're changing shapes. The whole thing with the wreaking havoc thing was there. It looked like dust, and every now and then it would come up from underneath the couch area, and they would get probably very close to the camera, and it looked like sometimes you could see a face here and there. My thing with those is that you can usually see those with your eyes. Real spirit orbs you can see sometimes, not all the time. It depends. It depends on the lighting. It depends on the orb. It depends on the spirit's energy. It depends on the weather. It depends on a lot of stuff. This is why orbs are difficult and extremely controversial in this field for the right reasons, though, because people are faking them. There are people who claim they can manifest orbs. There was a guy, holy crap, there is a guy named Christopher Peters who Third Phase of Moon interviewed. And this guy claims he can manifest orbs in his hands. Well, Blake and Brent were doing it. I was doing it. You can just get dry skin on your hand and then go like this, and then the orbs will show up. Because your skin is dust. Your skin is all over. My skin, your skin, everybody's skin. A lot of the dust in your home is from your own body. Skin flakes. It's disgusting. But that's why you got to vacuum once a week and dust as much as you can if you feel like you need to. But John did this and still had the dust. The orbs were still showing up because they're dust. And then kind of caught him in a couple of things that sounded like he got his story messed up. He said there was a loud banging noise and nobody should have been there at his home. And it sounded like somebody came into his home. They spoke and then left, realizing he wasn't there. Maybe the landlord came in. Well, he was trying to tell us that was a ghost and shit. I'm like, dude, somebody walked in. And like, no, he would never. I'm like, no, he did. Somebody walked into the house. I don't understand why you would say that. So it started getting to the point where he was getting frustrated. I was telling him, you got to do more work. It's not good enough. And he got mad at that. Other people were telling him, this is fantastic. You're actually making contact with spirits and they're coming from this part of your room. I don't blame the guy for getting upset. You got one person saying it's dust, one person saying it's spirits. And the guy's trying to get the evidence as best as he can. But oh my God, guess what? You can't grab dust. Well, you can, but you don't know which one it is. Yeah, we should do some sort of a test on that just to show people, even though everybody knows. But I bet you we could duplicate what's happened over at John's or anybody else's. Let me pull up Christopher Peters. I thought the interview was this guy's great. His dad, very famous, I think, director in Hollywood. And I don't know if he was trying to follow in his footsteps or whatever, but this guy's very well known in Hollywood and very nice guy. Very nice. I could have had him on the show. Michael had him on from Dark Hour Paranormal. Third Phase, of course, had him on. It was good. It was a really good time. We learned a lot. Let me type that in. Spirit orbs or Christopher Peters? Here it is. I found it. That was quick. That never happens for me. So I'm going to play it a little bit. So you see, this guy is so believing that he's contacted by aliens of somehow mentally, and that he has this ability to manifest them or think about them and the orbs and all that. You'll see. And for those of you who have never seen this interview, it is good. It is fun. He's a cool guy. You'll see. This is good. This was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Oh my God. Has time gone by like that? Not cool. Not cool.
Third Phase Moon, we've got a full-length documentary for you tonight. It's a special report in regards to a major movie
Not my
producer.
age, 55,
Christopher
56.
Peters has come forward to Third Phase of Moon to
I'm
share
only 45.
his experiences that's been happening to him over the past 2 years in regards to visitations from another world or angelic beings. In this full-length documentary, we're going to be showcasing the evidence and the testimony from Christopher Peters himself, along with Paula Asteria, who we sent out there to meet up with them. Now enjoy this free full-length documentary exclusively on Third Phase of Moon, The Hollywood UFO Connection. Hollywood producer Christopher Peters, son of Hollywood mogul John
He looks
Peters.
just like him.
Chris has been in the movie industry for decades.
Okay, this is my life. I love my wife and family, and I was blessed to have it. But, you know, I just kind of was resigned. I had always felt
His
something
stepmother
was
is
coming
Barbra
for me
Streisand.
in my life, and I didn't know. And I don't see myself as a person that has any more value than any other person or life.
Or his
We're all
mom
the
is
same, you know.
Barbra
But I
Streisand.
always felt there was something calling me. So, long story short, I work at the house, you know, and one day I'm walking, we're having trash cans
Stepmom?
delivered from the city, you know, as a new trash cans. And I'm walking down the driveway, it's a September day, it's clear skies, it's around 12 noon. I walk down the driveway, I get in the trash cans, I'm walking up the driveway, and I casually look up above our house, the roof, maybe 100 feet in the air, and I see what looks like some kind of craft sitting in the air. It's not a plane, it's not a helicopter, it's not a drone. It looks like a giant walnut with two big pieces of metal across the front of it. And I stood there and I was totally blown away. I'm looking at this thing for 5 minutes and I'm seeing the sun shine off the back of it. I'm seeing the front in dark kind of metal and like the sun shining off the back in like a glowing silver type of metal. And after 5 minutes, I'm looking at this thing, and there's no sound. It's as big as a small plane.
These beings, and is there a message?
So I see the Stephen Greer movies, and I contacted him, and I said, you know, your life is an amazing life. Let's do a reality series on your life, and we were about to do that. And so I had that relationship with him, and it didn't go anywhere, but we were going there. But in watching those movies, I discovered his sort of like with the laser thing and the whole calling, you know, the craft from the sky. So on that first day when that happened, I remember that. I was so blown away after that first day. I thought it would never happen again. But I was so compelled and totally blown away by what had just happened. I ran out that day to go buy a little laser pointer because I thought, you know what, it's never going to happen again, but why not try? And so the next day, that next night, I'm doing the dishes at 9 o'clock at night, and I think, you know what, let's go give this a try. So I go outside the kitchen, I'm standing in this garden, and I do the little meditation, I do the flashes in the sky, nothing. I think, oh, you know what, it's not gonna happen. I say, okay, I'm gonna try it one more time before I go in. I do it again, and the sky lights up. Park, and I'm filming orbs everywhere. Wow. 5 massive pulses 100 feet over my head, perfect circles. I scream for my wife to come running out. She comes running out. The thing moves over the house, maybe 20 feet, another 10 huge pulses. Whoa! And she runs inside. She's like, I don't know what this is. I got to get out of here. But what happened was, from that day, and every day since, 24/7, it was a building thing. It didn't just come all at once, but a relationship started. I started having craft over my house every day, shooting stars 10 feet over my head, me going outside, playing songs, going, if you like this song, whoever you are, if you like this song, do a shooting star over my head. Song plays, shooting star right on the downbeat of the song, boom, boom, over my head. I started to be in relationship with this phenomena. And then what happened was, every single day, 24/7, weeks and weeks, same things, day after day after day after day, and then it would start to grow and more would happen, more orbs, more lights in the sky, more lights starting to appear around me. Here's a good example. Do you see the cloud deck up there? Okay. That is one of their craft hovering in the sky, as you can see below the cloud.
All right. Just breaking the action. So, hold on. You know, here we're looking at, yeah, your sister's got 19 leg locks. Come on. Come on. By the way, February 26th, I don't know what day it is, but there's a pay-per-view event that I'm going to watch. Yeah, I don't pay for it, but Jake Paul is going to fight Fury's son. Man, it's going to be great. Jake Paul's going to get his ass handed to him. Jake Paul's been fighting has-beens, 50-year-old, 40-year-old, washed up has-beens. Oh, champions they might have been at one time in the MMA, but once you retire for 5 years, then come back to fight 3 years, you're not the same guy, especially if you're 20 years older. Anyway, he's fighting somebody who's going to kill him. Tony Fury, I believe it is. Jake Paul's, he's not too fat. Fury, that whole family were raised on fighting. Jake Paul is a Disney star, right? Isn't he? From Disney? Something with Disney on the internet? I don't know, whatever it is. He does have a good right hand, but that's with 40 and 50-year-olds. He's going to be fighting somebody close to his age. I think maybe even a little younger. I don't know, but seasoned as a bitch. He's going to get his ass. It is not going to last one full round. Jake Paul will be knocked out. It will be the end of him. This is what's going to happen. He's going to get in the ring with this unbelievable boxer who's got a great pedigree, and he is going to be stunned. He is not going to know what hit him. He is going to be looked like the average Joe that he is. He's an average Joe. Ever see that show, The Average Joe? Remember when that came out? All right, back to this. The orbs. This is, I think, Venus. That's why it looks like it's hovering. But I saw some people say, hey, this is nothing like what I've seen. I think it was Pitbull, you said that? Christopher Peters, you know, I see some of the comments in there talking about how he looks and whatnot. Not everybody goes down the same path we all do. And he was a guy who was born with a silver spoon in his mouth because of his father. Doesn't mean he had it easy. You know, a lot of these people growing up the way he did have it worse because they're brought up in a disgusting pedophiliac environment where there's a lot of naughty shit going on. And let's just keep that in perspective when it comes to this guy anyway. I think a lot of the people, if you take a look at Christopher Bledsoe, and look at the stuff that he has talked about, right? And that he's shown. And then take a look at him. Take a look at Christopher Bledsoe. How come I can't get the big face? Yeah, and then you put this thing in my face. Why? Have you noticed? And I'm not trying to be judgmental at all. But let me tell you something. People that are overly into this orb world, I have noticed a lot of these people, unfortunately, have a lot of issues. They do. I could, and I'm not, but I know right now in my head, I can name 8 people immediately that their lives were so bad that, drug addiction, abuse, uh, I mean, you name it. You run the gamut. And these people are looking for a way just to feel better about the end of the world. They think death is right around the corner because it might be. They know they're playing with their lives every day. They know that they played with their lives at one time and are living on borrowed time. Some people live it while they're young and they grow up in time that they don't kill themselves, but their body's taken so much damage and has so many miles over the years, they don't get a full 80 years on Earth. They may get 60. So a lot of these people, including myself, feel like we're going to be cut short, and maybe we're looking for an answer just to make ourselves feel better, to make us feel like, the trip's coming a little quicker than we'd like, and maybe we want answers. I don't know if that's it. I'm just being one of these people. Oh, I am. I'm not. You are no different than Christopher Peters. You may think you are. I may think I am, but I don't. But you may thought I was different than I'm not. We're all the same, every one of us. Just some people cover it up a little better. Everybody's got problems. We all do. So, coming from me and saying, hey, cut the guy a break. I mean, that's a little bit, you know, interesting that I would say something like that. But I think about that stuff. I should say it more. Um, but we are all in this to find answers. We all have problems. Some people just hide them better. And some people just don't care if you know what they look like without makeup or without a hat on or without shaving. People just living their lives, just trying to get answers to something that's interested them. And that's why I wanted to help John wreaking havoc. I thought he had an interesting story, just like Christopher Peters' story was interesting. They're seeing something on a regular basis. I'm not going to say it's all bullshit. Maybe the orbs are, but maybe the other stuff isn't. Or maybe the other stuff is and the orbs aren't. This is the problem we have in this field. We can't measure this shit and we can't examine it. We can't hold it. We can't become experts at knowing what they are. We just know that they are. And yeah, 70% of the time it's dust, dirt, balloons, birds, bugs, and other particulates in the air. But there's a significant percentage of videos out there that people are dismissing when they shouldn't, that they are spirit orbs, that they do have a purpose, they are doing something, and they're intelligent. And then you go into space, and now we're seeing them in space. So what is it? Are they aliens? Are they ships? Are they everything? Are they energy? Are they metallic? Are they coming from another dimension? Are they coming from the past, the future, from death? Is it an afterworld, another life, heaven, hell? It's a lot to take in. And, I, for one, am frustrated with the orbs. So many people are out there just saying, like Christopher Bledsoe and this guy and other people, that they're getting visitations from spiritual beings that come to them in a form of light. I believe that. I believe that it happens. I have to believe it happens because it happened to me. So when I see video and I happen to know personally what this shit looks like, I could tell if it's dust almost every time. Almost every time. Not every time, but almost. They just act the same way. They don't have purpose. And you have to have more than one. Can't just have one. If you have one orb on video, it better do some dancing like I've never seen for me to believe that that's an intelligent spirit orb. So what are they when we go to space? You see it. It's right there, right here. People are seeing things. We know it. There's a million stories out there, and this is just one of them. So let's continue with his story and see where it leads. It's actually pretty good.
Cloud deck just sitting there.
There started to be a relationship and a communication that started to happen that I became aware of. I started to realize that they hide in plain sight. They have a great affinity for nature. Nature is who they are. Nature is God. Nature is them. And again, I'm not religious. They use things from nature to communicate with an individual, to set up a pattern that over repetitive times, the individual wakes up and goes, oh my God, that happens now every single day. That must mean some kind of communication. I started to realize there was a dialogue happening, meaning they would do plasma owls out of the blue. I'd be looking up at the sky, I'd see flashes of light, and I'd see a plasma owl in the shape of an owl, the sound of the owl, plasma flying overhead, flapping, and then vanish. When this all started, there was a good 2 years that were craft over my head, orbs everywhere, and then an evolution would happen. I would wake up one morning and I had triangle scar. I've never had a surgery in my life, not one. I woke up 6-7 months into it. I had 2 triangle scars across my chest, and then a line going off the top of the triangle, and then another set of triangle scars side by side on my gut, and then a line at the tip of the triangle going off to the side, and then 2 parallel lines with boxes in and triangles connected in scars carved into my skin. It's still there. And I started to learn over time, because it's a process that they teach you, that they take you through, and it happened over 3 years, every day. When this all started, it was orbs flying, and it was craft, and that was a good 6 months, and then it went into, and then it started in the house, orbs everywhere in the house, flying, mist, faces in the mist. And then something changed in me, the scars came, stuff was changing in my consciousness where I could literally feel my mind connecting with the air. And I started to understand that they were teaching me that consciousness isn't just a state of being, that it's a physical land, that it's an actual tactile tool, alive, and it's God at the same time, and it's the space that all spirit beings, etc., live in, but it's this gift that every human being has. And so I started to realize there were real world effects of this transitioning me, and these scars and all these downloads. For example, I would take my iPad, and I started to realize as the iPad, I would sit outside in the car, and as the signal would die, I would look at the signal, I would do the gates, and I would pulse the iPad, and I would see in my mind's eye energy, boom, like a little stone dropping in a pool. And I would start to be able to do that now 24/7, and I would start to be able to like for example, the other day I was wanting to go to Third Phase Moon to see one of their videos, and I had it on Google, and I looked at it, and I thought Third Phase Moon, and it went Third Phase Moon, it just came up, went to the site. I didn't even touch it.
Welcome back. Blake Cousins here, Third Phase Moon, with some breaking news.
I started to understand that there was meaning and who they were over this relationship. As I started to communicate with them, connect with them, over time I started to...
So this is an interesting thing that happens. When, and I saw this with several people, they start to create this narrative that to them verifies or justifies what they're seeing. Why I don't do this, I don't know. Maybe I do. Do I? I don't know. I don't know. I actually have evidence, that, stuff on video or audio, but a lot of this stuff that we're seeing from him, like they keep showing that red orb, it's out of focus. There was something with flashing lights that could have been an airplane. And then, of course, the other stuff. I want to get to where I know this whole story, but I want to get to the part where he's actually manifesting it. I think it's on this. Pretty interesting how he does it, though. He could, here it is. Here it is. All right. So let's take a listen to this. And is it possible to manifest orbs? Is it? Can you? Because it's energy, right? Well, let's take a look.
That look like stars in the sky. And so they literally are in celestial patterns. They're literally like little twinkly lights in the sky. I've got hundreds of hours of videos of this. And these star craft are mimicking stars in the sky. And so when you look up at the sky, you'll see what look like stars, but they're not. They're little UFOs. The UFO part of it is an invisible.
Okay, I got to talk real quick. I wish I could show these videos to you that I've been watching, but it's been like unsolved mysteries and documentaries on the History Channel and stuff. I just saw a few sightings that were taken by MUFON. And these were different. They were talking about certain type of craft, and they were going throughout the years, and they were talking about how people described what they were seeing. And amazing, and I know I have on video, it's very hard to tell, but you can see it, where it does look like objects are making believe they're, and I know it's stupid, right? Because we don't know what they're doing. We don't know their intentions. We just know that they're up there and they look like stars, and then they moved. Well, in these MUFON reports, people were saying they were outside for 45 minutes to an hour, and they were watching the stars and, kind of memorizing where everything is. And then out of nowhere, a group of stars just left that were there the whole time. And they were, I don't know if they knew or figured it out, if they were elliptical, but, for them to be moving with the other stars for an hour, I think you'd be able to tell if it didn't move. Maybe not. Not everybody knows the sky, but if you're sitting out there sky watching and you see the Big Dipper and, this over there and Orion's belt down at the horizon, and, that stuff's going to be there for maybe another hour, unless it's about to go set. or disappear. That's what I mean. That's what they mean when they say they were acting like stars, because they were there and then they just took off. They just happened to be looking at them when these three lights just left and they thought they were stars. So it happens. I have it on video where you see a bright light in the middle and then a dim light over here, and I turn around, go back, and it's reversed. And then I saw a little bit of a like triangle above it, which was sitting there, and it didn't move. And I watched that for about 15 minutes. I have it on video. It's really weird because you can see how the object reversed it. You have to see it. I can't explain it. It's just weird that for 15 minutes this object sat there and I was watching it the whole time. I turn around like this, go back and look in the camera, and it's reversed. Yeah, like it knew I was watching it or something. You know what I mean? It's like for 15 minutes, it was oh, it's so weird. Then I come back and you hear me say, "Wait, what?" So it is a weird thing. But what you're about to see may be even weirder. And you're going to have to suspend your disbelief for this one. Telling you, there's so many stories. It's fun. It's fun.
Mode, and then you'll have a little point of light, and that point of light is connected to the UFO, but they're there throughout the night sky because they've been put. I'll show you the video in a second. Okay, there's nobody there now, but there were a couple that. Okay, guys. You see him? You didn't see those? Okay. Yeah, there you go. You seeing all the orbs flying around? I'm pulling the air, I'm pulling the energy, I'm pulling I can feel physicality in my hands. I'm stretching it as if it was clay, and I'm pulling it, and they're responding to that, and we're all connected physically. The air is alive. I can feel tangibleness in my hands when I do that. I'm not just feeling air. There's an actual form filling my hands. Did you see that? Oh my God, that was amazing. That was huge. I don't know what that was. Holy shit. Wait, just look at this. Look at this. Do you see that? Look at that. Do it again. Did you see that?
Whoa.
Did you see that?
Oh my God.
I don't know what, I've never had that happen before. Look. Do you see that?
That is crazy.
That's a spirit. That was nuts. And they're not, oh my God, that was crazy.
Paula and the camera crew go over the footage and slow it down so they could get a closer look.
I've never seen that before. That is unbelievable, right? If it was just dust, why did the screen get distorted like that? That's right on his phone, too.
They're here.
That is
You
interesting.
never are alone. Don't perceive
That is interesting.
Every day is a new beginning.
I like this
Every
comment
moment
here.
is a new beginning. Nothing defines us. We define ourselves.
We're better
we are
than
love, we are
Zach.
strength. We can do anything.
Well, actually, not when it comes to orbs, yeah.
We can do anything.
We conduct an experiment with Christopher Peters.
Watch
we
this.
ask our cameraman, Jake White, to hand him his phone to prove that it's not an anomaly that's just happening on Chris's phone, but it could be captured on other devices.
Did you capture that?
Wait until you see.
Let me
Watch this.
Let me show you what I got.
Oh, nice. Jeez.
Did you get that?
Not as well as you did there.
See, that's what I'm saying. You need to be in front of me.
So that camera's still recording, right? So you can see me. I'm handing my phone to him. So we're switching phones now.
Okay.
So this is being recorded. That I'm handing you my phone now.
All right. I'm grabbing your phone and I'm giving.
taking his phone.
That's my phone. Okay. And this has a light on it.
Yes, it does.
If I press.
Can you make sure it's on, okay?
Yeah, make sure it's on, because that's important.
Yep, it's on. Perfect.
Okay. Okay, Mishbuka. Love you guys. Thank you. Very awesome. You're lovely. You're amazing. I love you. And right here, if you see right here above the roof, right here, do you see where I'm pointing? Right there? Can you see where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
Right here, two blue columns, purple blue columns are starting to appear. I don't know if you can see them, but they're right here. Those are angels. That's one of their form. Can you see them? Can you see them on that camera or no?
Where? Is
Okay,
he
but
talking
can you
about
see
these?
two kind of like
This?
sort of like energy kind of going up? Can you see that on the camera or no?
Oh, we'll have to see.
Like
Wait.
in columns? They'll start to get bluer, potentially. All right, so I'm going to do your camera now.
I don't know if I see anything. Do you? So he scratched his palms a little bit here, probably. He's trying to... You'll see. Something happens. Watch. Whoa. Oh, look at that flake. Did you see that? That was a big flake. I wonder if it works. Because look at all of that. But I think it's foggy out. And that, right? Isn't it a little foggy, maybe? I have video where it was so foggy,
Thank you, Mishbuka. I love you.
I couldn't even
Thank you,
focus the
guys.
camera because it was so dense like that.
Thank you.
Orbs everywhere. Something happens. I know they caught something. I want to get to that.
Awesome! Yay! Well, when all this started 3 years ago, I first experienced legitimate contact with, at that time I didn't understand who they were, beings from, you know, there were spacecraft, there were orbs flying over, flashes of light, and it progressed from there, you know, in the beginning. And then I started to notice...
You want to know why it progresses? You want to know why? Because what happens is people start to imagine things that they want to happen. And then they see it in their mind and they make it happen. And then they add to that a little more. And then they start talking about it. And then people are interested. Oh, is that so? Yeah. You know, first it was like a light. I saw a flash and then it, you know, I had a flash and then it turned into like feelings and then, you know, the flash and then the feelings, then it turned into dreams and then the flash turned into feelings, which turned into dreams, which turned into them actually abducting me. And then those feelings, dreams, and abductions, and I have now 6 children in space. I have hybrid children. I have 6 wives. I don't even know who they are. I just want to get one here on Earth. I mean, look at me. Look at me. But no, everything has to happen in here. I can never have a life here. Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm having a great time out there with the alien babies and the wives I'll never meet. Oh, great. I'm so glad you took my sperm without me enjoying it. What? Is this thing on? I mean, isn't that really what we're doing? Isn't that really just filling the need, filling the void of wanting to feel special? I want people to notice me. And if I was to do a psychological, analytical thing on Christopher Peters, I would say he never filled his father's footsteps, and he's been chasing that dream ever since he was a little toddler. You like that? Maybe that's what it is. So he found something to fill the void. This fills a huge void in my life. Without this, I wonder what I would be doing. So what did we learn tonight? Nothing. Nothing new. We have spirit orbs, which are different from the UFO orbs, which are different from the dust orbs. How do you tell the difference? Well, the one in space is obvious because it's up there. And they usually look metallic, right? Or whitish, but always with that space look, right? Yeah, machine. Then you get down to the dust and the spirit orbs. How do you tell the difference? Ah, the dust ones don't have smiley faces in them. Wrong. They do. They do. How do you know? I don't know. So why'd you say it? Because they look like dust. But you don't know, do you? Nobody does. Nobody. That's the beauty of it. You have to go by your own experiences. That's all I can tell you. I cannot explain the difference between a spirit orb or a dust orb. The only way I can tell you, probably this is the only way, is how it moves. And I'm going to say this because I really believe that Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans does a fantastic job. When they're in these haunted places that have the energy, they catch real spirit orbs. So do the other teams. They all do. They have the best equipment. They really do. They've got the best of the best. They catch this stuff. And a lot of the times, like, they'll be holding a recorder in their hand. And the little orb will just go into the recorder, and an EVP would have showed up at that time. Right? Then there's other times they'll see an orb float right into the other piece of equipment, or go by the little thing with the thing you touch, the thing that's sticking up, right? You touch that beep, beep, beep with your hand, but it gets spirit energy. What are those things? I forget what they're called, but they're really cool. They have it checks the wave, the frequency around it. It's an amazing thing. I like when the hillbilly guys, they wound up using, I don't know, I think no, when it was also Ghost Adventures crew, they both did this. They got a Jacob's ladder, like a Tesla coil, right? And then they created this energy in the cave. I don't know if any of you saw that when they were down in this cave where these witches were supposedly staying or whatever, and then they were murdered, and then the spirits came back, and there was some evil entity in there, and then they decided to bring a couple of Tesla coils in there, and they charged up that place with energy, and then they turned it off. I don't know, something like a Tesla coil, and it charged it up. And I don't know if anybody's faking it, but it didn't look like it was faked at all. But rocks were being thrown from nowhere. And then they had these little fluorescent light bulbs that were spaced, like 10 of them. And you can tell they were being triggered by the energy, and it was running around like almost like a circle, and the lights were lighting up and going off, and they were feeling it. And it captured EVPs of strange growling and pig noise. And I'm like, damn, man, I want to go there and meet that shit. But Zach's had a lot of problems. They all have had problems with attachments, as now, the Skinwalker people dubbed it, George Knapp dubbed it the hitchhiker effect, which is stupid because we've been using an attachment for 50 years. Now, all of a sudden, it's the hitchhiker. Come on, stop it. Don't need to freaking make things better than what they are. They're already great. But the orbs that they've captured on those shows and orbs I've seen, they're real. And they usually, if it's not an insect, they will have intelligent motion, movement, direction. It's a tough one. The orbs are the toughest of all things paranormal. But if you want to watch the rest of the documentary, there's about 10 minutes left in that. I skipped over good 20, 25 minutes, 20 minutes. So if you want to check that out, I'll put the link in the show description after the show. Well, I actually wanted to watch the next couple of parts. This next part, let's watch this.
Over our area every night in set patterns at set times, these sensors, and I call them sensor craft, Christmas tree craft, because they literally look like the shape of a Christmas tree in terms of the sensor. So it's a long metal plank that maybe is about 10 feet long, and then on the metal plank in this shape is a red sensor and a yellow sensor, sometimes a blue sensor. They glide in the air, they make no sound, and they travel like one would come over, and then maybe 5 minutes later you'd see a pair flying over, and they would be maybe 500 feet apart, perfectly in line with each other, flying through the sky, gliding. And then after those nights, I started to notice other craft.
Day-beam, 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 day-beam. Look at that, it's a day-beam, guys.
It got me asking questions. And in the beginning, when I was knowing them, you know, I didn't know them like I knew them now. I didn't know that they were angels. I didn't know that they were connected with God. I didn't know they were here because of the time period we are in now.
That is a lot to take in, what he just said. He believes that, wow. $5 from Jeff Garvey. It's a dono, super dono, but you nixed the dono by saying it. You can't say it. It's a double, or I don't know. But it is a very much welcomed super chat. Oh yeah, I think that's the second one of the night. Thank you very much. Super dono. We'll give it to you, Jeff. All right, $5 super dono, Jeff Garvey. Mucho gusto, generoso, Jeff. So appreciate it. A continuing supporter of Goof On. Huh? Yeah. So appreciate it, Jeff. Thank you. Yep. All right, let me pull up the next I wanted to show this video earlier. Here we go. Pulling it up, pulling it out, putting it in. On. Damn it. Sorry, Dorothy, if you're here. Real or fake? Real, fake? Real or fake? We've seen this before, haven't we? Yeah, ooh, so fake. How do you know it's real? Yeah, it's fake. It just looks fake. I don't know. Maybe it's real. That's going around. It's an old one. It is an oldie. It's a goodie, but an oldie. Let's finish the rest of this off from yesterday. I don't think I finished. Let's see what Corbel said yesterday to finish
to the public with George Knapp, additional data and information to be looked at. We don't know, but this is identified within our intelligence communities and the DOD and the Pentagon in official reports as a UAP, which means UFO, same thing. So of course, we don't know. Where are they from? Who's operating? What are their capabilities? What's the intent? How long has this been going on?
He's talking about The dot, the balloon, the car. I think it's a windshield, that one.
It goes on from the back of recorded human history. So I'm not saying I know what's going on, that UFOs are from another planet. How would I know that? What I'm trying to do is report the news as a journalist to the American public and create UFO transparency so we can have rational scientific investigation, and we can also have discovery of what the...
Okay. First of all, the things that he's giving us, can't do anything with it. You can't. You can't determine what the objects are. You can't study it scientifically. How am I supposed to study that picture scientifically if I can't have the original video? Because for you and me to do real research on that 4-second video clip to determine what that object is, we would need the original footage. That's the only way. I don't want second generation. I want original. And we can't get original because second generation can also be faked. First, original is the only, and he knows it. Jeremy Corbell knows we can't get that shit. That's why everything he's getting is from the military. He can't even get the original footage. So there's no way anybody can analyze anything that's coming from Jeremy Corbell, and he's boldly lying to us right here, saying that that's why he's doing what he's doing. He's doing the reverse. He's getting us stuff that we can't analyze. Isn't that ironic, or is that the word? Unbelievable. It looks like he's helping ufology, but he's not. See, this is what I'm saying. He's saying all of the right things, but none of it can happen. That's what I'm saying. We can't do what he's saying with the evidence he's giving us. Nobody can. Now, if he was to get a civilian, right? The only person we have to worry about is the civilian. We don't have to go through top secret clearance, wait 6 months just to get a denial. This guy or girl will give us the video right there, the original. We can analyze it and look at it and tell if it's real or fake, right? Not with government. Nope. It's been copied and copied and copied, and who knows what copy you're getting. You would just have to look at the metadata. Anyway, Corbell's speaking correctly, but he knows that all of that shit's impossible to do. What I want is transparency, he says. Really? It looks like it, but you really don't. See, maybe it's not about the evidence. Maybe they just want us to believe in UFOs. For what reason, though? Without showing us real evidence, right? Without showing us real good evidence, they want us to believe in UFOs. Why? Who wants us to believe in UFOs? I don't know. The people that tell them that they can go on mainstream media, because mainstream media is run by you know who. So it's got to go by who you know and what narrative they want you to spin. And Jeremy Corbell is part of that problem. And so is George Knapp. And I know that Knapp did a lot of interesting and good things early on with, Skinwalker. I mean, just bringing it to the forefront of America and all that in the world. I mean, that's interesting on its own, but he's not really doing ufology or the paranormal any good lately, because he's helping Corbell, and they're both selling the narrative that there's a threat that's happening every day. with militaries around the world where UFOs are being shot down regularly, and they are a threat to national security. And that's what they're spinning. And the reason they spin that is because they're part of the problem. Knapp and Corbell are very good friends with Elizondo and the boys, Mellon, all those people. They're all in on it. They're all connected. They all work for the same dudes or chicks or both, whatever the fuck. They're all part of the other side of ufology, the side that's lying. They haven't done anything to progress us closer to disclosure. There hasn't been any evidence from Skinwalker Ranch that anybody could say is really legit. There's nothing happening with Bob Lazar that's new. There's nothing happening anywhere. And these guys are acting like it's happening every single day. And these UFOs are flying with impunity into airspace that they're not allowed to be in worldwide. Such a shooting them down all the time, shooting at them all the time. Every now and then they get one. Yeah. It's too good to be true. And what have we learned over the years? When it's too good to be true, it isn't. So don't take my word for it. Think about it. I'm telling you, they are pulling the wool over our eyes every single day. Every single day. Here's a video of spheres. I will show you one. It's from UFO Casebook, of all places. Check this out. This is from Sci-Fi Central? I don't think I could play this. I'll have to just show you bits and pieces. Huh. That was weird. Gonna slice me up into bits and pieces, into itty bitty pieces. So yeah, these are all orbs. Somebody sent this to me. I can't remember who, and I'm sorry. Very good.
Is conducted by Dr. Elzio Hasselhoff.
Remember Hasselhoff? Etziel Hasselhoff? Let me get the right screen here so we don't get foobarred. The longer the stream goes, I noticed that I'm having issues. It's not matching up as good. Yeah, I'm having a little bit of issues. Yeah, thank you very much for supporting the show tonight. I appreciate that. Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. $2 came in. No? Oh, no. Yeah, $2. All right. Thank you very much. I don't know who that is. Macadoodle. $2 on PayPal. PayPal. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's first one. Mucho gusto, generoso. I don't have anything. I don't know who that is. Thank you, though. All right. Interesting. That was an interesting one. Trying to think who that is. I know. Why is that? That's a cigar. Oh, that's a Macanudo. All right, let's see what's going on here. Foo Fighters, remember these?
On several occasions that they were flanked by mysterious light spheres.
Silver balls floating in air. Nazis' newest war device?
During their missions.
Look at that. That's amazing. Pilots report seeing these objects both individually and in clusters during forays over the Reich. Wow, this is crazy. See, they're real. They're real. I'm telling you, look at this. What are they? Seriously, they're legit. I am never ever saying they're not. I never have. This almost looks like the reflection of what Jeremy Corbell showed us. This one here. Look at this. What if we're being duped? And that's what it is.
And in fact, the spheres often seem to anticipate the maneuver.
Yep. That's crazy. They would flank these things and follow them, and they were saying that they would anticipate where they were flying. Doesn't that sound familiar? Didn't David Fravor say, hey, when I was going to the checkpoint, which was 65 miles away or something, it was already there as if it was waiting for me? How do you know? How did Fravor know that was the same exact tic-tac when they all looked the same? This is great. This video here. This is by, it's a sci-fi channel. It's called UFO Casebook. Spheres of Light in the Sky, Mysterious Objects, Season 1, Episode 7. So I really can't play much more. But these are really good. There's the one in space. That's the one I took the screenshot of. As I'm yelling like a man. Why am I yelling? That's a famous one right there. That's original. Oh, what was that that just flew in? Did you see that? Something came through the screen. Right here, wait.
In a close-up.
Oh, it was just dust or dirt on the lens. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? Stuff. Oh, yeah, man. Stuff around. They're watching us always. They're always watching us. There's Little Willie. Remember Little Willie?
Meteors, their number, frequency, and proximity to Mir.
To the mirror. That was the mirror. Oh, this is the crop circle one.
In addition to statements made
Yeah, I don't buy that. Do you buy that? That this
by
really
various
happened?
witnesses, there are videos in which we see these little white spheres floating above the fields where these fascinating...
Wait, look at this right here. It looks like there's already some sort of depression in the... Look here, too. It's as if it's already flown over and maybe energy started something. I never noticed that.
designs have appeared. Of all the documents showing these objects, the one that has caused the most sensation is the video in which we can see spheres flying over a wheat field. In just a few...
Yeah, and the farmer was on his plow thing and he saw that. He saw them.
o'clock in the morning on August the 11th, 1996,
That looks
by
like
John
CGI.
Wagley, an English
looks
crop
real,
circle
though.
enthusiast near Oliver Castle in England.
I think that's real. I think this is real. But it's not. I was told a million times it's fake.
The video was recorded at 5...
Look, you could already see it, right? You could already see the impression here, there, there. You could already see it. Watch. See that? And then something there, something over here.
o'clock in the morning on August the 11th, 1996.
Yeah, interesting. I can't play any more of that, but pretty interesting. Hey, thanks everybody for tonight. It was fun. We're going to get going. Hope you have a great weekend. We're taking tomorrow off because of football, but I may do an early show. I may go on early, but I probably won't. I don't know. I don't need a day off. I just have to take it off probably, but just keep your eyes open for tomorrow. I don't know. It's definitely not going to, we're not going to be on at 7. That's for damn sure. Football. I'm watching football. Maybe after the game. See how we froze? I froze. My screen froze. Yeah. The longer the show goes. All right. Well, I want to thank the moderators and super chatters. Appreciate it. And thank you, the newcomers and the veterans as well. Lots of new people. I'll have to thank you for watching too. It said I was muted. I thought you could hear me. You couldn't hear me what I was saying. I was just repeating what it said. But thank you guys for coming in. Just like showing off some of this stuff. They got I mean, there's a ton of them. So we'll be back tomorrow. We are Truthology for ufology. I believe in that with every fiber in my being. So thank you for watching and have a great night. Appreciate it. Have a great weekend. I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow. Just check back. Bye-bye. Alien bless.